Dragsters on Competition Plus TV, presented by Moser Engineering, the leader in high-performance rear-end components. RacingRVS, the place to shop, swap, and sell your racing RV. Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School. Earn your license or just have fun. And by Armor Coat Ceramic Header Coating. Beat the heat with Armor Coat.
Alright, well this is what we have been doing all day. No, actually we've been watching movies all day. Got up at 6:30 this morning and it was still very wet. Then they were drying the track. Then it just started heavy mist and drizzle and really light rain on and off all day long. And now here it is. What time of the afternoon? Oh, let's see. We're looking at, 3:15. Nobody's been on the track. It's been one of those days. And a lot of the stuff that was coming down all day, you couldn't even see it on the radar because all the clouds were so low. I'm almost afraid that we got a little bit more coming now that we're not seeing on the radar. And the thing is, they haven't said anything all day except to come on and talk about the hot rod grill, the souvenirs that are for sale, and the pictures that we can buy. Not one thing about how the schedule is going to be changed, if certain classes are just not even going to get on the track today at all. So it's just a little frustrating for all of us, but at least give us some idea. Are we running? If we do run, and who would be first? Even Rooney's bored.
I'm getting ready to go into the grid to make some adjustments so we won't be spinning the tires a quarter of the way down the track. And hopefully that'll calm it down enough and we back it off and actually pick up. So that's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I'm going to do.
RacingRVS, the place to shop, swap, and purchase your new RV.
Yeah, we were able to finally make the second and final qualifying pass over here at Columbus, and we noticed on our first pass yesterday in the left lane that it spun the tires really hard in several places. So I went in and, based upon where it spun them at, and took timing away from the motor at various points in the run. And what really happened was the car got real consistent, and as you can see on the graph here, it had a nice launch with the drive shaft speed, which is a green one, coming up real nice, and then it kind of flattened out, but a steady nice curve all the way to where the RPM and the drive shaft speed almost met when I got off of it as soon as I crossed the finish line. So everything that I wanted to accomplish happened. The thing that I didn't want to happen was, because of all the rain we've had today and the delays, is we had about another 25% worth of humidity in the air. Track was decent though. I mean, it did a nice job on the track, but if we would have had better air to work with, I'm sure the car would have picked up. But to run within 1,000th of a second from day to day, lane to lane, that's a pretty consistent car, and I feel that we have a good car under us this weekend. And my 004 light put it right where I wanted it, and pretty happy with that. So I believe that we can go out there and kick some ass and take some names.
Well, after waiting all day, I didn't know how anxious I was to get on the track. I didn't really know what it was going to be like. Didn't hear, you know, Super Stock was the first class out on the track. Didn't really hear them having any issues or anything not track related. So, first of all, I get up in the lanes and I look over and I'm lined up right with Bill Rudy. Now you gotta understand that Bill and I ran each other in the first 2 time sessions yesterday. And I looked over and I'm like, really? Again? But no, we ended up being one off. It still would have been kind of cool, because I know Bill doesn't mess around. We get up there, we do the thing, no games, none of that stuff. So, but with the air, the grains of water in the air are tremendously higher than they were yesterday when we ran. It was probably about 35 to 40 grains. I mean, a lot. And humidity, instead of going down, it has continued to come up throughout the day. So, what run am I going to go off of? Well, of course, I'm going to use Crew Chief Pro and go off of my 8-900 run. And it was telling me to take quite a bit out. I'm like, okay, well, I buy most of that, but kind of threw a little bit of my own thinking in there. Went up, put the number in, do my burnout, stage. 114 red. As I'm going down the track, I'm like, great. I know I saw the light, but I wasn't really sure. I mean, so I thought I'd look at the video later. I get my time slip at 84, and I had picked up almost 900s in my 60-foot. Well, that's just, doesn't make any sense. So they are already calling Top Dragster. Top Dragster was right after Super Comp. So went ahead and went up, didn't get a chance to study any of their runs or anything. And the first one I looked at was my in-car camera. There was no way. I might have went a little red, possibly, maybe, but not 114, because the bulbs were definitely on long before the car launched. I'm throwing that run out because all the down track numbers and all the split times were right on the money. There was just something really weird going on. Had Rocky come over from Moser next door, and we were all looking at it. It's like, yeah, that was weird. So, throw that one out, and we'll start again tomorrow. Round number 1.
Married with Dragsters, brought to you by Moser Engineering, RacingRVS, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, and by Armor Coat Ceramic Header Coating on Competition Plus TV.
I'm Ron Capps, driver of the Napa Auto Parts Funny Car, as you can see behind me. Now, race day is unique because there's certain things that when you win and you do well, you sort of try to remember and you want to do them the same every time. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. When I drove Top Fuel, I would wear the same underwear. I had these green jockey underwear I would wear, and we kept winning, and then we didn't win. So I kind of got that off the hook. Nowadays, I try to eat the same thing for breakfast, you know, oatmeal and just something light. And then after, after we get past first round, I got a sort of a protein bar that I eat. It's got a lot of protein and hardly any glycemic. It's real low glycemic. Don Perdome once told me that a lion hunts better when it's hungry. So if you go and eat in between rounds, that blood's going to go out of your stomach, or out of your head and down to your stomach. You don't want that. So I've always done that. A little bit of rock and roll mixed in between runs, right before I put my helmet on. Left glove always on first. Always get in the car the same way. And if I don't, I go back and do it until I get it right. So you could always say that we're not superstitious, yet we do things, everything the same. And if it works, keep doing it. So that's about it for my ritual.
Give mommy a high five. Give mommy a high five. Come on, that a girl. You ready to kick butt? Are you ready to kick butt? Okay, well, I'm definitely not going off my pass that I made last night. The air's still sticky as heck. There was fog this morning and everything else. We're running behind because it rained again, but we're not too far behind. Superstock has already been called to lanes. They're pairing them right now. I'm gonna go off my 900 run and see what I can come up with. And believe it or not, I am gonna add just a little bit more to the delay because I don't want to go red. I just don't. I want to give myself a chance to go down there and get this round out of the way. I just want to get first round out of the way. And hopefully, this won't slow me down, my injury. Well, that was one, and I'll take them one at a time. So I've run red a few times before, but never in his new car. And first of all, when we go up there and we're staging, there's like a few drops on my windshield. I'm going, man, not now, not this. But anyway, and it kind of stopped. I'm like, okay, we're all right. Go ahead and stage. And when we launch, I always try to look over and judge, get an idea of who's where, who had a better light, and he just shot out. So I couldn't really tell. It looked like we were fairly even. You know, he did have me on the tree at a 7. I had my, as Kevin likes to call it, safe 20 light. And go down through there, and I mean, he is just hauling butt. He's stopping at the top end now. And I'm like, that's, you know, I didn't know if he was, throttle stop didn't work, and that's what he's doing. But I did see him really start to slow down at the top end. And I'm catching up with him. I'm like, oh, he was hungry for breakfast this morning. So he ate a lot of stripe. He ran an 82. I thought I was set up a little closer than I was. Obviously, I was on a little bit better run. But I still knocked off about 5-6 miles an hour. It was a little slower mile an hour this morning. And ran 88.1 to his 82. And I actually got to see that little light over on the side of the wall come on in my lane.
Yeah, see? As long as you get it straight, right? It doesn't matter.
Up a little bit, move your butt forward, you can see better. Scoot your butt forward. There you go. See how you can see a little better? Yeah. You gotta grow a little bit, you'll be good, right?
In racing, time is everything. Traditional AN fittings can strip, over-tighten, or you can forget to tighten. Save time with Jiff-tite Quick Connect fluid fittings that connect and disconnect in seconds. Jiff-tite, plumbing simplified.
I had hoped we was going to have a good weekend. Unfortunately, the driver didn't show up first round. Went in and shortened my burnout up. This track looked pretty decent. Did a, you know, little burnout. So rolled into the lights, put it where I wanted in the lights. It was a long tree. For some reason, I flinched. You can't do that, so it started the timers. I was 2-something red, so I ran it out, didn't go 1,000 or 8th mile and shut it off. We weren't going to run the number anyways because the sun had came out and got hot. I guess they were having weepers out there on the track and stuff, so 60 foot was off 100th and it fell off from there, so he couldn't run the number either, so it would probably been close on the big end if I just could have turned it green. One of those deals.
Been so long since I have made it out of first round into second round at an NHRA divisional event. I couldn't remember if we got paired or not. I was thinking it was 2 rounds and then we got paired. Whatever, we got paired because I see everybody pulling over. Okay, fine. I'm like, wonder who I'm going to be running. Kevin comes up and tells me it's going to be Brina, and I'm like, well, that's going to be a good race. And the nice thing was we both decided, yep, she wanted right lane, I wanted left. That makes it nice and easy. And when I rolled out, did the burnout, I looked at the track, I'm like, you know what? The track didn't look bad considering we've had a lot of sun on the track and then it'd go away and back and forth. At least we've had some on and off cloud cover. I left the time in the throttle stop the same as I had it this morning, because I knew the track wasn't going to be as good as it was this morning, and it should come out about right. That was a little less than what Crew Chief Pro was telling me to put in it. I took 5 thou out of the delay for the reaction time, and when we launched, I thought, well, we're really close together. And she was just out in front of me and just out in front of me just a little bit, and I started catching her. And as I was catching her, I just let up on the throttle just a little bit just to kind of keep my momentum but not lose it, because I have more now than what I've had before. And then right at the end, boom, I had let out the throttle and boom, and just took the stripe by 7 thou, about a foot. And I had a 009 light for 17, and obviously she just wouldn't quite run the number, but run completion says 89.4. Now I'm buying it. On to round 3. Right, Rooney? 5. What? 5.
Dinner gets gratified.
Rocking and rolling now, and I wasn't really sure who this person was that I was getting ready to run, and we get up in the lanes, and he was really late getting up there, and it's like, that's all right. And yeah, I wanted left lane, he wanted left lane, he called the toss, and it's like, okay, fine, so I'm going to the right, and I'm thinking, The only time I've been on the right lane, I definitely had a really slow 60-foot time. Really slow. So I realized that taking 5 thou out isn't a whole lot, but I felt I was set up pretty good to give myself some room. So 5 more thou, and I left the delay alone. I mean, over in the right lane, you're looking more at the tree. Over in the left lane, you got, you know, more sun on it, and it's like, okay, whatever. Something that Kevin had pointed out to me was if the guy wasn't playing around, his dial-in board had a 480 on it. Well, that's what I run flat out now, especially in weather like this. If you're just bracket racing. So I'm thinking, okay, we should be right together, and I know what his mile an hour is, and it all worked out well. I was trying to tell Kevin exactly what I did to the top end, and it may sound dumb, but I don't remember exactly what I did at this moment. I know I played with the throttle. I know I got on the brake because I was ahead of him, and I got on the brake right at the end, and I mean, he dumped real hard.
Kick some ass, huh?
Promotional considerations for Married with Dragsters provided in part by these fine companies: RacingRVS, Abruzzi Racing Transmissions and Converters, American Race Cars, Ohio Crankshaft, Crew Chief Pro Software, Replay XD, and by Borla Exhaust. Coming up next on Married with Dragsters.
So I guess I'm going to tear this side of the motor apart and see if we can get it fixed.
And then this is it for the NHRA stuff this year, so we hope to make something happen.